There you go.
What up?
What's the word, family?
What up? We got the legend in the building, Mr. Ralph Tresvant. How are you doing this evening, sir?
I'm doing good. How about yourself,
I'm
man?
doing great, and after I heard All Mine, I'm doing even better because you brought R&B back, something that we were missing because it was on Lifeline.
I appreciate that, man. I'm glad to be a part of that. Hopefully this is a thing of many. You know what I'm saying? When a lot of people start, it just seems like that type of music is starting to be wanted again. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's worth bringing it. And this song will probably, if it does what it needs to do, show a lot of artists that do that type of music that is they looking for it, man. Come out there and bring it now, and open that door for us, man.
Right. So the record is a statement record. So tell us about the actual song, like breaking down to the audience.
The song is one of those songs to me, the way it came about, first of all, was a song that was supposed to go on Johnny's album. It
Oh,
was submitted, yeah, it was submitted to Johnny for his album. And when he heard it, he said, "Man, it sounds like my brother." So he called me up and said, "I got something I want you to check out." So I listened to the song. It's just, and first thing I heard was, yeah, this is that. It's got that kind of new edition thing to it,
right.
slash some of the stuff I was doing on my first album. So I went over his house and we recorded it. He goes, and you never know if it's going to sound like the demo sounds like on you once you do it.
Right.
So we went in there and cut the song. And 3 or 4 hours later, I was out of there, and I didn't hear it with him on it that day. So he sent me a copy of it, and he had did his part. And when I heard that, I was like, "Oh yeah, here we go. It's another one of those classic combos in the realm of Can You Stand the Rains and the Boys. I mean, the way that Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis merged our sounds together back in the days. This kind of reminded me of that. So with the song that we just did, Perfect, where I was featured on his project, on his single.
In
We just
2019,
wanted to,
yep.
exactly. So we just want to keep that going, and said it'd be perfect if we just reverse it. Well, I do the lead and you feature on my joint, and just hopefully we can keep that magic going. And so far, so good, man. Everybody seemed to like the record.
So Greg wrote the song, and Francesca,
Yep.
Jeffrey, and Sean produced it. So how was it being in the studio with Johnny? And you two are perfection. So with the writers and producers, how was that chemistry like?
Well, I never saw the writers in there at the same time. The
Oh,
song was already written and they had a little demo, but I was in there with Greg. Greg produced the vocals on me,
really?
and he's a master at it, man. He knew exactly what he was going for. He knew exactly how to pull it out of me. And, it's one of the people that you don't mind messing up around. You got to go in the studio and just be able to go for it without worrying about, man, I don't know this cat like that. We've worked with him in the past. He's done some stuff in Johnny's. I think he did this one for me and you for New Edition. And a lot of my other fans from Charlie Wilson, a lot of the songs that's been coming out there winning for us, that's been the team. So it was easy to go in there and find and work with him. And Johnny's a perfectionist all the way around the board. I know when he gets in there, he's going to put his thing down on it, and he knew exactly what he wanted to do. So it was easy, man. It's just one of those things for me. That combination always works. The combination with the writers and producers have worked. So it made a lot of sense to go in there and see if we can pull one more out of there and see if we can find something that would work.
How was it like being back in the studio with your brother, your bandmate? You guys made history together.
Yeah, it was magic, man. It's just like being home. And we were actually at his home. So it was
Okay.
really one of those things. Yeah, his studio was at his house. So we went over his crib, and it was just like that. A return to a combination, a camaraderie, a brotherhood that we always had together anyway. So being in the studio with him is just a bunch of fun, jokes, food, and just chilling, relax. It's a real chill vibe. And we go in there and paint the picture. We have to do a song like this. Dim it down a little bit in the room or whatever it is, the vibe we're on. We make sure the ambiance is like that. And we go in there and attack the song, man. So to me, it's just more of what we've been doing. And doing it with Johnny, it's always a pleasure because that's my brother. I always, it's real comfortable working with him.
So you had albums with New Edition, and you also had 3 solo albums. So your current single, is that going to be on your senior solo album?
Absolutely. This is just a single from it, yeah. So we're in there finishing it up now. I have songs that I've already done with me and my man Jason. Jason Anderson. That's
Okay.
my man's. Yeah, so we've been in there working hard body. I've been in with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis when talks with
Oh,
Babyface so we can get talks with Babyface so we can get some classic stuff on there and just overall just bringing in the masters that do and understand my era, my fan base, understand how to bring the most out of me. They know my range and what I can and can't do, those kind of things. So we go in there and put the right projects together, put the right songs together out the gate. That's what they do. So I think between that and doing some guest appearances, which I've never really done, some
yeah.
features and some other things going on, some of the old and some of the new, try to figure out that combination so I can just have a project that feels fun and now and like refreshing, like it's a reset for me
Yeah.
in a way that I want people to feel that. I want them to feel like after all this time, there is still a current freshness about it all as well that needs to come off by the time it's all said and done.
Right. So you've been in our households for 37 years.
Wow.
We were introduced to you in 1983. So for the fans that been with you since day one, what would you like to say to them?
Man, first I'd like to say thank you. You've been through the good, the bad, and the ugly. And not just with me, you stuck with me. You stuck with all the other individual artists out of New Edition. You stuck with New Edition. Packing these houses, supporting us. Like my Riz Riders right now,
Yeah.
man, they go hard body. They've already pushed this single up like on iTunes to like number top 7 downloaded song today, and it was only out for a few hours at that time. And
Wow.
that's mainly from them making it happen like that. And other platforms they pushing it up to 13 and 14. So it's been nothing but them supporting us throughout the year. So I want to say thank you. I love y'all. I don't take any of y'all for granted. And this record and this album is dedicated to y'all. It's done with y'all in mind. So I always want to make sure I service y'all first. I
Right.
want y'all to be happy with the project. And then if we find any new fans or somebody to jump on, that's cool too. But I want to make sure you guys are happy first. And even if only you guys are happy, I know that's good enough for me. I know we'll do enough and do well where I can go eat, feed my family,
Yeah.
and everybody can still meet up in these concert halls together and have a great time. So overall, this whole thing is about the fans. It's about the following that I've had and New Edition has had since day one and making them happy, always doing it our best so that they show up year after year to the concerts. They buy the records project after project, no matter what combo it is, they're involved with it. That's what this has all been about since day one, always pleasing you guys. So I'm glad you liked the new single, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping to push it out there and get everybody's attention.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So speaking about fans, so what social media has been doing is the verses to keep us entertained. So before I let you go,
Mm.
if New Edition was called on the platform to do a verses, who would you want to do the verses with?
Oh my God. To make it entertaining
Uh-huh.
and fun, I think you want to do it with somebody that's challenging, that because I've heard New Kids on the Block and I've heard these different things like that, but that seems more like, I'd rather do it with like
That's a slaughter. That's not a challenge.
yeah, I'd rather do it with, those are my friends, this just wouldn't be the same kind of
Right.
look. They have a whole different kind of vibe with it all. So I think I'd rather stay in our genre and maybe somebody like Jodeci.
Oh,
Boys to Men, somebody that's in the family like that. I think it would be just a little more fun, a little bit more exciting because we have catalog that are in the same fan base. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So when we do a record, their fans and our fans will both know those records as they're performing them and as they're going into them. So, I mean, somebody like that might be cool to do. Guy, I don't know, something from our era, man. One of those bands that kind of was out there popping when all of us was popping at the same time.
So we're going to push this to Tim and Swiss, and also we're going to push your single All Mine. Thank you for reviving R&B, and thank you for blessing us with timeless music for 37 years.
Joe, thank you for having me, man, and thank you for loving the music and giving me a reason to keep putting out music and allowing me to be able to put out the type of music that I like to put out, man, and that I think people want to hear. I appreciate that, man.
Right, and from one black brother to the next, please stay safe because it's crazy out
Yes.
there.
I know, bro. You know, we all we got, man. So
Yeah.
I promise you, you do the same thing, all right?
All right. Thank you so much.
No doubt.
All right.
One love, man.